More front heavy.
Get off my hand!
Tomatoes.
Wolftick Nation, thank you guys for tuning in to once again another Wolftick Videos episode. We are glad and excited that you guys are here because on today's episode we are going to be talking about the Bolany 27.5 no-name fork. Okay, there's no.
Yeah, how do you differentiate this from the other Bolanys?
I don't know. It's
oil
a Bolany.
slick, oil slick.
The Ghost.
Someone said they had this fork. I don't know if they mean this one or another Bolany for like 4 years.
Yeah, I don't know. This
Bolany?
This fork, this will be the episode on the $200 below, $200 and below fork rating. We're going to rate this thing. You guys got to see the initial impressions episode, got to see the real-time review, which I was a big fan of it. You guys obviously got to see that. And now we're doing the rating. Okay, so it's going to be very interesting.
I'm telling you, that was the last time. Do you realize that was the last time that anything has gone right on this channel?
That was the last time.
That was the last time.
We put a
Since
Patron video out.
This has been a nightmare.
Guys, we put a Patron video out.
You guys, if you're not a patron, I don't want to, I'm not, listen, there was a whole episode that we did, but it's not YouTube channel worthy. It was, we called it a show. Because, I mean, it's legit a show.
And we had to edit it for YouTube. We're like, we can't put this out. It's about a 22-minute long episode that the patrons absolutely loved. It was just going down Hayes Creek.
They loved it because they're weirdos like us.
Yeah, going down Hayes Creek, it was a show. But anyway, guys, you guys can check out Patreon if you want to. It was very interesting.
Yeah, it is actually edited because it was supposed to be used.
Yeah, you guys are fixing to probably after this. If you hit that notification bell on, you will probably get to see another episode that we made something out of. Because it was another show, but completely other episode.
Yeah,
anyway,
that should have been on Patreon.
So let's get to talking about this Bolany fork. I have to say, we're going to be going through the rating, right? Because everything matters. We're very scientific on this channel. Something I do want to mention was
we're going to compare it to some other forks, and we're going to talk about who it's for.
Yeah, who it's for, all that good stuff. Let's get into it. This fork here was.
What were you going to talk about? You're going to say you were talking about something.
Oh, else? I just wanted to let everybody know it's like $126 right now. I think you guys can check out the film.
You were saying $136 in the initial impressions.
Well, because the price changed, it dropped like $10. So you guys can check out the
I think it was $126 the whole time.
You can see where it's at right now. All right. What I wanted to say was just I was very impressed with this fork. I was shocked on how good it was. You know, I think everybody was in the real-time review.
Real quick, someone was asking about why it says paid promotion or something on some of our episodes. Well, and that's the thing. A lot of them shouldn't say that because there's nothing on there. It's something we bought or whatever, but we didn't buy this fork, and I think it's anytime we receive something, it's the main focus of an episode. Even if we didn't get compensated or there's no agreements and all that, I think it has to say that because we did receive something to make an episode.
Makes sense.
So what it is that's considered, they changed that a while back. That's considered paid promotion. And we're not getting paid for it. And anyway, they can even ask for it back, but they don't want to pay for the shipping.
I'll send it back. All right,
but I'm just saying that's why sometimes it says that we're not paid. We've never accepted a dime to do any product reviews. So. Just don't. I mean, not only that, we've been offered a lot. Never taken it. It's important to say this stuff.
Well, damn.
It's important.
Say that for later. Let's go. Let's get on this.
I can't because it never gets done. Then
let's go.
What do you let's go in?
Get through all that.
What is that? I don't know what all that means.
Well, come on.
This is not mail time. Okay, the Bolany Ghost Oilslicky matte finished fork, which we decided to call a 120 millimeter. Because it's a little misleading in the description reads 100, but it shows on the graph it's a 120.
Yes. So
we're going with 120.
Okay.
Because it measured out 124 point something, right? Okay, so looks, you gave this fork a 4.5 out of 5 is what you gave it.
Great looking fork, and I just was reading the comments and answering some stuff earlier. LeBron Photo.
Not.com.
Was like, dude, that is such a good looking budget fork.
It is. And you know, really, if it were like a cleared over and all that stuff on the sticker, real nice, like where it's smoothed out, and it had a little bit of something in that paint, it would probably be a 5 because everything about it looks great. The finish looks good and everything. It needed that little touch.
Yeah.
You know,
Stanchions, all that look good. I mean, really good looking fork. So
yeah,
4.5, very high score.
Yeah, 4.5 is high. Okay, in the feel department, and this is the clicks on stuff, the way the fork feels, how it's put together, and all that in the hands.
Yes.
You gave it a 3.8 out of 5.
3.8 out of 5. The clicker was a little loud and clicky, and it didn't go all the way to the opposite end. It just kind of stopped and felt a little bit rough.
Well, the last one you didn't like because it went past it. This one you didn't like because it didn't quite get to it.
It was weird. I don't know. It just felt a little strange, did it not?
Yeah, and I don't like that. Really, to tell you the truth, I don't think the rebound feels amazing. It doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel amazing.
And it just
feels better than some.
It's a little loud, a little clicky.
So anyway, 3.8 out of 5. That's still not a bad score. It's just not a good score. Yet people are getting upset about that. That's something else I want to talk about. Don't talk about you're insecure about your ears. You got people thinking that you really are.
I know.
Now.
Hey, look, guys, I appreciate everybody out there was like, hey,
it's a joke.
Man, you put some time in, and you should be proud. I'm extremely proud of my ears. You know, when I was a kid, like
that's 26 years of grappling.
8, 9 years old. I started getting this when I was 14. 8, 9 years old. I was like, damn, I really want some cauliflower, and then I got it, and I was like crying, and it was just super.
Because
painful.
we're draining them every day.
Draining them every day, training with them. You know, Wolfman was abusing me and saying you're gonna train. And yeah, totally not insecure about my ears. I love these ears. Now, it is a little funny when I go into a room and people are like, what is wrong with Homeboy's ears? But, I mean, if you know, you know, and, I earn these ears. So, Anyway, very proud of the ears. But all the love out there, you guys going, man, don't be insecure. You earn those ears. Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, he's not really insecure about it.
No, I was just joking.
Yeah, he just likes to be an idiot.
Well, blur my ears.
Stop. You're going to get him going again.
Go ahead.
All right. Now we're getting into more of the performance-oriented things. Okay, the smalls. Now, the smalls, let's explain that, because the smalls, you give it a 4.5 out of 5, which is a really solid score.
Dude,
I mean, that's like...
You guys saw it. This was ridiculous.
On the green trails where you're really feeling for the smalls, and you said it was great on
Spot on, man. I mean, this fork right here impressed the hell out of me. If I remember correctly, right, I stopped and I said it actually feels in the small department so far. It actually feels like it's got 34 millimeter stanchion just because the amount of smoothness. That was this fork. It was that good.
It's either that one or the last one, but yeah, no, it was this one. You're right. So the reason it didn't get a 5 after he's saying all that is because on the Black Diamond downhill portion, when you were going really fast, you said it was a little overmatched. It didn't perform as well in the smalls, but it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
But this fork's not really made for that, and we'll get to that later. So so what it's made for is really good.
Yeah.
What it's not, it suffered a little.
Yeah, Flau says don't ride downhill.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, when have we ever listened to the rules? Okay, so 4.5 out of 5 for smalls, which is a really good score. Adjustments, the way the fork performs to air pressure, rebound, lockout combined, and any other adjustments it may have, is a 4.5 out of 5, which is another really high score. And the reason why it got that score is the way it responded when you changed the air pressure, the way the rebound, and the lockout. The lockout was perfect. The rebound was you were really able to dial that fork in on the rebound.
I was so shocked because, guys, that fork's super light. Most of the time it's like you start playing stuff in your head like, hey, it's a really light fork. It's not going to perform the way it needs to. But I just had an open mind with it, and I was ready to be hard on it if I needed to be, but it really surprised the crap out of me. Like, when we went back to the truck and adjusted the rebound, and you're like, oh, you sure you want it at 80, and you sure you want your rebound there for when you go down Hayes Creek? I said, yeah, I think this is where it needs to be. It was great.
Well, I wanted it at 80, at least, if not a little bit more than 80, because I felt like the last fork, you ran it a little too low, and I think that was part of the problem. I think it needed a little bit more air pressure.
Possibly, but this fork was great. It was smooth, man. Like, the adjustments felt really good on it.
Yeah, so, and then, okay, so adjustments, 4.5 out of 5, solid score. The bigs, now, you said it did really well, especially for the price point, and it's not made for that. You give it an 8.2 out of 10, which, again, is a pretty high score.
It's a really high score, and it's just, there's some bigs out there, guys, even that big drop, like, I know, we talked about this before, the whole GoPro effect, but there's some bigs out there, and I was so impressed with the preload takeoff, right? Not being too bouncy, not shooting me out of corners or stiffening up. And then the landing, it just soaks stuff up.
8.2 is solid.
That's a good score.
Okay, now the weight. Now, this fork only weighed 3.84 pounds.
Super light.
And I don't know if anyone caught this, but you had a mess up on the UKer score. Go back and watch the initial impressions.
It was only like 2 in the morning when I was editing.
Yeah. Did I beat you up on it?
No, but you're telling everybody else about it. Nobody
Exactly,
mentioned
so
it.
they can go back and watch it so they can go back and watch it. See, I'm not going to say any more about it. There's a mess up in there.
Okay.
But the weight's correct at 3.84 pounds.
Yes.
That's what it weighed. I made sure. And now you take that out of a 10, you subtract the 3.84, comes up to 6.16 on the score for the weight, which is an excellent score.
Yeah, that fork is light, man.
So, I mean, this is going to score well. I mean, these scores are all pretty good. There's nothing that
What did
really...
Sloth Squatch say? He said he thinks it's
What
gonna
did he
score,
say?
I think he says he thinks it's going to score a 30 or a 31.
Is that what he went with?
Yeah, 30 or 31. I'll give you credit for both if it's in that area, but go ahead.
Okay.
Sloth Squatch said it's going to be a 30
He
or 31.
nailed it on the ZTZ.
He nailed it.
Let's see how he did
He
on
said
this
the
one.
ZTZ was going to be a...
He said it was going to be a 25.
Oh, a 25?
And
it was
it
a
was.
25.40.
Yeah.
Nailed it. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So I think you said he said 31 on this one?
Yeah.
Well, this fork scored a 31.66.
Oh my gosh.
Is he going to be right twice in a row?
Dude, 31.66?
Yeah. Now, he tried to
Oh.
prejudge it, but then he can't judge it until he watches the review, and he finally watched that. And
So, guys, the first fork on here is the Fusion Enix with a 33.65. Then we have the Suntour Pixon 140mm travel at 31.77. Then we have the exact same fork at 120mm of
almost
travel,
the same. It's a little-
31.76, 0.1 below. And then we've got this fork at a 31.66. And then right below that, we have the Hamelo Drift 32, followed by another Bolany with a 31.31.
And the one that bothers everybody on that list
is number 7 now.
Uh-huh.
The RockShox Judy Silver TK with a 30.79.
And I'm going to say it again like I always say. Would I take the RockShox Judy Silver TK
Yes.
over this? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every single day, twice on Sunday.
Yeah, that RockShox Judy is just a heavy fork, guys. Remember that. It's got
Well,
28mm stanchions.
It's
30mm stanchions.
Yeah, it looks like 28.
Come on.
There's some things about the fork I don't like, but that fork is obviously long term is probably better than any of these. This is again, this fork is out of the box, on the bike, on the trails.
Yeah, and one thing I do want
So
to say
you can't
is,
really this test is how it is out of the box. This test is not a long-term review.
yeah, there's a lot of guys in the comments constantly, and I do appreciate the comments, but it gets to the point it's like everybody goes, "Oh, well, have fun finding a rebuild kit for it.
We're not
have
gonna
fun
rebuild
finding, getting back with the company about it." And it's
Yeah.
like, look, man, like our job is to do this.
Our job is to report back how it performs.
And then it's up to you if you want to buy it or not. Maybe
we
you already bought the
we
thing.
never recommend stuff, so
You
you
know?
can't say, well, they recommended it. No, we didn't. We
Yeah.
don't recommend.
So don't be like, oh my god, that thing is in 4th place now. I'm gonna buy it. Well,
Yeah.
we don't know the real time or the long time or the long term, but I think this may be a fork that we have to revisit after some writing this season.
Possibly. We should revisit a lot of these.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, the top 3 forks are still studs.
Who's this fork for? Let's end this video.
Well, this fork is for kind of like all of these kinds of forks. This fork is for the person that rides a lot of street and some green trails. I would say this one, though, versus the ZTZ, this one I feel more confident, at least the copy we have, right? They might vary in quality control, right? I think this one, if you're a rider that maybe is a little lighter and you get a little bit of air every now and then, you like a little blue trail, but you don't go crazy, and you mainly ride green, and maybe you ride the green aggressively, I think this fork might be okay for you. It's going to be better than if you have a budget bike, like a GT or not GT, a Switchback or something like that, or you bought something, or you've had a bike for a while, like something from Walmart, like one of the Schwinn's or something that we have. Something that you want that has a tapered head tube, and you're like, hey, I'm ready for something a little better and a little lighter. I think you could put this on your bike and ride it for a while on trails that are green and maybe just a not too aggressive blue that's not a jump line.
I think if you want to ride, I think this fork is for that, but I also think this fork is for somebody that really wants to put their skills to the test. Maybe you have a green trail near your house that's got a little bit of features, kind of like a Triple C.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you really want to go hardcore and get a little bit more
That's
air
what I
than
said,
you're
hard
used to
on the
getting.
green or light on the blue. And maybe not, and if you're a lighter rider. If you're a heavier rider, I would never skimp on the fork if you're a heavier rider, because I think the fork's going to get maxed out too easy.
I agree, yeah.
That's one of the problem with these forks is they have that. They do so good about half of the travel, maybe 3/4, but then once they get past that, they fall on their face. This one actually did better with that.
No, this one did good on that, and that's one of the big parts where I got that score on the bigs.
Yeah. I don't know if they've changed. A lot of people say these forks are all the same fork. They don't perform all the same. I can tell you that.
Much.
They might look, and we're not saying they're internally they're the same or different. What we're saying is our experiences are not that all these forks are the same. They have varied greatly.
And I mean, a big part of that, guys, just tells you the weight of them. You know, I mean,
if they were all the same exact fork, they would vary. I mean, they wouldn't vary in weight very much at all, and they do.
Yeah.
So,
but man, that was another Wolftick Videos episode. The rating of the Bolany Sloth Squatch. You were correct again. Congratulations.
We have to look back. I don't know.
I give him credit. He said 30 or 31. It's a 31.66.
I don't know. I have to look at the comment.
That's impressive, man. That's impressive.
If he said 31, then absolutely.
Also, one of our patrons. We appreciate your
yes.
your diligence. Okay, and your watching of the science
and also
Junp.
the Junp.
All right, guys. Hey, we will see you guys on the next episode. Remember, fingers crossed. I hope you guys like it. It's going to be a show once again. Okay.
Among many.
It's a bike search.
It's sort of in the silent film genre. What do you have to kick me for? Yeah.